Maybe for one day, no
Enjoy
idea.
today, maybe.
So now we come to the 18th verse. So continuing from yesterday, if we can experience the difference in perception and feeling. If we can have that, then we can have this experience. Tvam aksharam paramam vedittavyam tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam tvam avyaya shashvatah dharma gupta sanatanatvam purushaha mataha me. So aksharam kshara is which will degrade or diminish. So there is akshara. It doesn't destroy or doesn't get diminished or of that kind. If we were to stop the breath, you will immediately become akshara. Once that happens, tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam. That is, nidhana is one who stores everything. So the entire universe is within that. Tvam avyayah shashvatah dharma gupta. So that is imperishable, and dharma is we can call it as a religion, or we can call it as a practice, or call it as nature, or whatever. So that is eternal. Sanatana. So if we were to say ours is Sanatana Dharma, it means that without any raga, dvesha, moha. And then he says, Tvam Purushaha Mataha Me. Now you are that. So now he says that I have seen this in you. So in Krishna, he is seeing this Vishnu Rupa where everything is visible. So Sanatana is something like which doesn't change, which doesn't have any coloring, and the coloring is brought about by Raga, Dvesha, Moha. And Dharma is about which doesn't have any movement. If any Dharma has a movement, then it is not a Dharma. Meaning, if there is a movement of time, Kala, Desha and Kala, then it is not Dharma because it changes. So anything that change will always have either attraction to something or rejection to something. So these poles will exist. Attraction, repulsion are the normal tendency. That is what is raga and dvesha. So one that is not afflicted by raga and dvesha or the polarities of existence, and that would be the dharma. And then only it is eternal. Otherwise, it is not eternal, it is change. So today I will believe in one philosophy, and tomorrow I'll believe in another philosophy or another person or another saying or this or that. I keep on jumping from one to another because that is the nature of things. So that dharma which changes either with time or with space is not the dharma. That which doesn't change irrespective of what happens. So that is dharma. So that is the only religion. So presently all the religions what we have are only belief systems. They are not really religion. They are only beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. Today I believe in Krishna, and tomorrow I'll believe in somebody else. Because what works is what I believe in. So today this is working, so I will do that. Tomorrow something else will work. then I do that. So this wouldn't be the religion, and hence cannot be called a Sanatana Dharma because it changes. So the philosophical implication also changes. So even though Vedas and Upanishads are eternal, but the interpretations and the understanding are changing. In that way, everything changes. So we can't say that we are really following what is there. So he says that one who drops both raga and dvesha would really find the Vishnu Loka in terms of the Swarupa. And now he comes to the third one, Anadimadhya Antam Ananta Viryam Ananta Bahum Shashishu Surya Netram Pashyami Tvam Deepta Hutasha Vaktram Swa Tejasa Vishwam Idam Tapantam. So Anadi is beginningless, Madhya is middle and end, infinite virya, that is the valor or the strength or the energy. So how we can see this? See, if you were to see all the beings from Brahma to the amoebic or even hell realm of existence, they all are running on this fuel. So that's a testimony. So there is no beginning, there is no middle, and there is no end. Actually, if we ask Bruno, what time is it? He doesn't know. He only knows to wag a tail when he sees Lata. So something similar to that. So there the Kala here is what humans have made. Because mind is now dwelling in past, present, and future. All the three are not there. So this being doesn't have the beginning, middle, or the end, and it is always having valor or the energy or the strength or the virya, and having innumerable arms. So if we add all of the arms of all the beings, that comes to that Shashi Surya Netram. So sun and moon in the eye. So what it really means is that heat and cold both being there, part of the that being which is shining on everything. Pashyami tvam deepta hutasha vaktram. So thus I see you with a mouth emitting blazing fire. Swatejasa vishwam idam tapantam. So he doesn't require any fuel for the fire. He himself creates the fire enough for the fuel. So it has its own brilliance, and that is what drives the whole universe. So the experience way, if we have to put it, and there are 9 dhyanas which were there. 8 were there before Buddha, and he added the ninth one. So all the sages at that time, from the time immemorial, used to practice all the 8. So the first dhyana, if you were to experience, is about removing the mental impressions. So can be Om chanting Gayatri or whatever you want to use, or Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So that has to be said for around 7 times to maximum of 21 times, and then stop. Then the mentally it will start to reverberate within one's own mind. So that will go on for some more time to come. So when you enter into the first dhyana, you are really pulled into only this, nothing else. So your mind is engulfed like this brilliance of this nada sound of that om or whatever you are chanting. So after some time, you are pulled into automatically into the second dhyana. When you enter into the second dhyana, this vitarka will go away. Instead of that, it will be replaced with vichara. So you are enjoying that blissful feeling of that mantra. That means you will get to understand what that mantra means. So you feel really happy. So that creates a joy feeling in the heart. And due to that, the vitarka and vichara will go away. Then you will be in the third dhyana, wherein you get lot of sukha. So it's like somebody is giving you a massage from head to toe, and continuously you are in that, meaning you feel so energized, and that seems like bliss. It is slightly lesser than bliss, but it's full of sukha. So the body becomes very light, and in fact, the body disappears, leaving only the mind, the perception, and feeling being there. Then in the fourth dhyana, the equanimity sets in, wherein this sukha also fades away and followed by cessation of breath. So this will give you the real bliss, as in the case of Brahman. So these are the four rupa. So it means you still feel that there is a rupa. Then the fifth one, you will start going above that, meaning there is no longer any rupa left. So you will feel the like that lady who had indicated then in that where she felt like fluid, because her right brain was not left brain was not functioning. So you will also start to see that the fluidity instead of solidity, the solid keeps on melting, so you will be able to connect uh, all the arms and legs and all the things, including walls and all that, and it keeps on going further. So that is infinite space. So now you are literally floating in space. The mind doesn't have any longer any body to comprehend. Then you come to the infinite consciousness, wherein you will start to see how the consciousness is coming in all the six senses, the five senses, and the mind of everyone, right from the lowest of the lowest existence to the highest of the highest existence, that is Brahma existence, how the consciousness is coming and going. And once you are in this, you feel you have reached the destination, but it is not. So after that, it fades away, leading to the seventh one, wherein you will neither have a perception, that is samgnya, or whatever you have learned, like that lady, she didn't know how to communicate with the right brain. So you will have the same experience, that you are not able to communicate with the left brain is not able to communicate to the right brain. So there is slight perception that you exist, but there is no other than that, there is nothing else to perceive. So this you will reach into the nothingness realm, shunya, wherein all the objects are erased at once. So there are no objects. Like that lady was talking about, she didn't have a mother, she didn't have office, and she didn't have anything at all as herself, and she also forgot all about herself. So you will feel the same. This is the seventh dhyana. And then you will be transported to the eighth dhyana, wherein the right brain and the left brain disconnect itself. So then there is no contact. Physically they are not connected, but by neurons they are connected. In this particular case, you have no perception of anything. So you sometimes feel that you exist, and you sometimes feel you don't exist. So at this point of time, the sages were to feel that they have they have liberated. Realization happens in the fourth stage of fourth dhyana, and now you are in arupa dhyana without rupa. So the objective of entering into any one of these arupa dhyana will get into Brahma realm of existence. So they used to get stuck in the eighth dhyana, that is, there is no perception of yourself, and you can't say you have let go of all the perception. Meaning, that lady, after not having any objects at all, she can't even communicate to the left brain on what she wants really to do. In that, it is total silence. So this silence is like nirvana, but it is not completely nirvana. So what Buddha did is that he added the ninth step, or the ninth dhyana, which is neither perception or non any feeling. So there is no feeling left, no vedana left, and no samgnya or grahana or grahike or all that left. So there is complete absence, and that is purnatva. So you are now in purnamada purnamidam. So everything is full. At that moment, you will see this huge monster like thing which is consuming everything in this universe. It's self effluent, meaning it has its own brilliance, it has everything on its own. So there's nothing you exist to do anything at all. So these are the nine dhyanas which are there. So in the Vedic period, they used to practice the eight of them, and that is sufficient enough to come into liberation. And the ninth one, they used to find it out. And when you get to the ninth one, you get into the 20th verse, that is the transforming Vishnu Rupa, where is dhyava dhyava prithivyaha idam antaram hi vyaptam tvaya ekena dishah cha sarva drishtva adbhutam rupam ugram tava idam lokatrayam prava yathim mahantam. Now you will really see that the heaven and the earth and the space in between them. So it's like the breath with space, or there's a gap between two breaths, is pervaded by that alone, and in all the directions, all the eight directions. So there are four directions: north, south, east, west, and then southwest and northwest and all of that, and southeast, northeast. So if you take, it becomes 8, and top and down if you take, it becomes 10 directions. Drishtva adbhutam rupam ugram tava idam. By seeing this strange fearful form, because you're going to see the monster, it's a huge one. Literally it covers entire space and time if you were to see it. It's pretty huge, means it is pretty huge, with so many arms and legs and so many different things that it's very difficult to even comprehend what it would look like. And lokatrayam pravyathim mahantam. So now the three worlds, that is the top world and the middle world and the lower world, if you were to take that, then all the three worlds are there within that, and they are stuck with fear, the beings, because the mind is not able to understand that. So this happens once you attain the nine, or even the eighth one will give you this experience of perception and non-perception. So you're going to perceive this gigantic figure where fire is coming from all directions and the fuel is getting burnt. So all the Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo, Akasha is getting burnt in that fire. So our body and everybody's body, including the body of Brahma, gets melted in that. So from the lowest of the lowest hells to the Brahma Loka, you can experience this. And you, that is, once you are that pure consciousness, you will just be in bliss, because now you don't have any concept of body at all. So after the fifth dhyana to the ninth or eighth dhyana, you will not have any kind of body. The body goes away from the third dhyana onwards. So when you have sukha all the time, there is absolutely no body. So from third to eighth, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 stages, you will not have any body at all. Any questions on this?
So when we are meditating, assume we start with this Om or Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, whatever mantra. So step by step we will go through all this.
Yes.
Okay. So and it could be pretty fast also.
Yeah. So some people do 108. Once you start with japa, then you have to do tapa. So the tapas normally people don't do. They end up only in japa. So they do a lot of repetition and they end it. They should not end it. They should continue. After doing this, they should stop and allow the mind to settle down. Then it takes you in stage by stage by stage by stage. It starts dropping out the body and then the mind gets dropped away.
Yep.
So we can use any mantra.
Yeah, correct. So any mantra can be used, and then some maybe in 7 only you will get to the next stage.
Yes.
Maybe you need to do more.
Yes.
Depends on the time, on that at that particular time how the mind is.
Correct.
And then you keep on going.
Yes.
And then, but also from each of the dhyana, you can go back to the previous ones also.
Yeah, you can go down, you can go up. Now you are in that.
Correct.
Now once you pick up that, you can come back to the previous one, you can go to the next one, like that.
Yeah, this is a good one explanation. I've written down everything whatever you have told.
Yeah, good. So the first dhyana would be like you have to cut the worldly thought. So you have to bring in some japa. So you can take the japa mala and then do that and close your eyes and watch the breath and count the breath. It will stop. So the objective is to stop the breath. So now to stop the breath, you have to go to the fourth dhyana. So first you have to utter any mantra, then it has to get established. So there are two ways of doing it. One way to do it is to Jnana Marga and Bhakti Marga. If you take there in Bhakti Marga, you have to take an idol, like in the case of Muruga or Krishna or Rama or whatever you want to use, one deity, and keep on observing that deity eye to eye. It's like the infrared to infrared, like the remote, and then keep on uttering the mantra. At one point, you will see the shaking of that idol. It will shake a little bit. It will shake. Some part of it will shake. So once it is shaking, then what you can see is that your eye and that eye will start to uh, manifest, or rather connect. So now you are set. So you can take that idol wherever you want, basically. So it will be like communicating with you. So then you keep that and go into the next dhyana, and like till the eighth one. So this is for people who cannot concentrate. So they can use this. And all the time they will start to see from third dhyana onwards, they'll start to see this form being there with them. Meaning they can, when they go to toilet, they can see that form. They can, taking bath, they can see the form. And they get the sukha of being with that being. Okay. And in the fourth, it will stop the breath.
Yeah, the thing is, the breath is stopped and then immediately you slip back to the previous ones.
Yes. So instead of that, you have to now practice to go to the from rupa to arupa. So there are 4 of them as per the Vedic way of doing it, and Buddha added the 9th one. And then you will see this 8th one, you will really experience this huge, gigantic thing.
So, this third one, that idol related, that is what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did, right, with the Kali?
Yes.
But really, see, just now you mentioned it will start vibrating and all that. That idol. That is only Brahma, right? Actually, it is not vibrating.
Yeah, the Kali experience of Ramakrishna itself is a Brahma.
Yeah, your mind is reached that stage where it can imagine in such a way that it is there with you already.
Yes, the consciousness will start working out for you.
Yes, correct.
And that
consciousness is reached to the its peak of, you can sense it.
Yeah, that is reached the peak of the rupa. So it can establish itself in that rupa. So when Totapuri met Ramsha Paramahamsa, he erased that out by touching him. So what happened to him is he went into Arupa Loka. Okay, so he lost himself. So now he could do that for 5 days without coming back. This is the same thing with Vivekananda also. When he went to that Vivekananda rock and he was sitting there, he totally got into the Arupa Dhyana. Neither perception, not non-perception.
How long Vivekananda sat there?
He was there, I think, for a week, 7 days.
Oh.
It will literally transform you. So this is a practice what we need to do. So with this practice, you will not have connection to rupa at all at any point in time. So the advantage of that is that you will not come to this sensual realm of existence any longer. After the 4th dhyana. So all books write about cessation of the breath.
Yeah, so even if you for us to get into this Brahma realm of existence, at least we have to reach the 5th stage.
Yes. You should find infinite space. So, like in the morning when I do this walk, I will be having this beautiful experience of no uh, individual space. It's completely space. Meaning, as I
All
walk,
space is you.
pardon?
All space is you.
All space is me. Yes, correct. So at the time of death, let us say that is the death, then I'll not come to the human realm of existence at all. That's permanently gone from there.
Mm.
So you'll end up in infinite space. And the best experience you can have is when you get into infinite consciousness, where you can see the consciousness appearing in all the six sense doors of all the beings. So it becomes like all pervading. So death in that state will take you to the highest of the Deva realm of existence. So like that. So the objective is to be in that all the time. So the death comes anytime. So you are there.
Yep.
Then from that, if you look at this loka, it looks so weird that it looks like a child play. That somebody is going from this place to that place, and he talks about how did he go, the flight travel and car and this and that. It looks like a child play. And I'm reading so many things and all that. It looks very
Childish. Yeah,
very
I can
childish.
imagine, even though I don't have the experience.
Yeah, it looks very childish. What is he trying to say? So now, sorry, now you start behaving like a child to make the child happy. So if that experience happens, then it completes the circle in 21st verse. He says, Amihi tvam surasangaha vishanti kechit bhitaha pranjalayah grinanti swasti iti uktva maharshi siddha sangaha stuvanti tvam stutibhihi pushkalabhihi. So Sura is gods, Sangaha people. So the godly people, Vishanti, they enter into you. So now I see where they are entering. Kechit bhitaha pranjalayah grinanti. Stuck with fear, they are praying on you with their joint palms. Swasti iti uktva maharshi siddhaha sangaha. May it be well, thus saying, group of these great sages and perfect beings. Stuvanti tvam stutibihi pushkalabihi. So they praise you all the time through their hymns. Now the mantra gets established there in the Devaloka. So all the mantras, what we are doing is to reach into the Deva realm of existence. All the prayers, whether it is Christian or Hindu or Muslim or Buddhist or Jain or whatever we have religion, will take you to the Deva realm of existence. So that's what is the experiencer experiences. From then, when he comes back to the existence, he or she is a changed person, because now there is no longer attachment to anything, because he has seen what is there. So he just plays till he ends his life. So that is what we are supposed to be doing. From there, if you see this, whatever we are doing, It's such a fun. There is no stress any longer. You're just being there, because there is no world, there is no uh, like now let's take an example of Dallas. That's a name given. There is no Dallas as such. So if somebody were to land to an airport, and that airport name is that, and then when you go out of that airport, no Dallas is there, because it is changed by some street and some avenue and some boulevard and all that. So it is very funny to see that what doesn't exist is treated as existence. So that's the reason it is child play. Like when you are in Dallas, there is no USA at all. You can't really see. Like when we are sitting here, we can't see India. There is no India as such. No matter how much they try to prove it. From the sky, we'll see a piece of land, and that is called as India. That's the max you can get into. But when you totally zoom in and get into that place, you'll not find anything at all, except for the four elements enclosed within a space. So when that person comes back with this top down experience, will not get attached to anything, because he knows that it is untrue. So he is always happy, and that is a transformation what the person can see. So the mind now surrenders to that bigger self, because there's no point in holding on to it. So the verse number 22 says, Rudra Adityaha Vasavaha Echa Sadhyaha Vishve Ashvinau Marutaha Cha Ushmapaha Gandharva Yaksha Asura Siddha Sangaha Vikshante Tvam Vismitaha Cha Eva Sarve. So the Rudras, the Adityas, the Vasus, and those who are the Sadhya, that who have created Siddhis, the Vishwadeva, the two Ashwini Kumaras, the Maruts and the Ushmapas, the Gandharva, Yaksha, Asura and Siddhas, perfect beings, they gaze wonderstruck at you. Every single of them being filled with an awe. My goodness, how big it is. So this creature looks tremendously big. So everybody would be wonderstruck by that. In fact, today at 1 p.m. I'm supposed to explain this 1 to 9 dhyana to a person who is working for Google. He is a Chinese and is in California. So today we both are supposed to be doing it together. And this is from Buddha's perspective. Now what I said is from Vedanta perspective. Whichever perspective it is. So today afternoon for 1.5 hours we are supposed to get into each one of these dhyana and then see where we are and how far have we gone from 1 to 8 at least. Where do we get stuck? We have to see from this, whether we get stuck in the rupa realm or we get stuck into arupa realm of existence. So if the mind were to stop at that point in time and the death were to occur, it automatically is transformed into that place. So it is terrifying in that way. So 24th verse also talks about the same thing. Nabas sprisham deeptam aneka varnam Vyattanam Deepta Vishala Netram Drishtva hi Tvam tithaha anantaratma dhritim na vindami shamam cha vishnoho. Nabha is akasha. So we can take it as heaven. Sprisham, touching that heaven. Deeptam aneka varnam, blazing with many colors. Vyaktananam, deepta vishala netram, open mouth and with fiery wide eyes. Drishtva hi tvam pravyatithaha antaratma. Seeing this huge form, I am terrified at heart. Dhritam na vindami shamam cha vishnoho. And I find neither any courage nor any peace. So, what he is saying is that now you end it. I cannot take it any longer. So, what he does is that he damshta karalani cha te mukhani drishtva eva kala anala sannibhani dishaha na jane na labhe cha sharma prasida devesha jagat nivasa. The teeth are terrible looking, sticking out from the mouths. Just seeing this is enough to remind me of the time of the great dissolution by fire. So he says that he cannot have any sense of direction and finds no comfort. So he asked him to withdraw the form. I cannot take it any longer. It's so too weird to watch. This you will enjoy it in the 8th of the jhana or dhyanas, what we are going to have. This monster can be really experienced when you start looking from the breath of all the people, hands, legs. If you start observing it, it melts, just like that lady felt melting away and fading away and became like fluid. Now she could not recognize where her body began and where it ended because she could not make any sense of it. And with that, you will come into all of these 8 levels of existences. And then you can see this huge, monstrous, fiery substance, fiery being, which keeps on eating the fire and has enough fuel to burn everything. It keeps on burning, basically. So all the beings are being pulled towards it. It eats, and depending upon what is the karma which is there, that being gets another kind of body and it comes out. And this is the description what is there in the Purusha Sukta. So Vedas, the people who saw it, Apaurushaya Grantha, because then they saw it without any human or any one writing it. So in their meditation they saw this and they wrote the Purusha Sukta. And also Narayana Sukta in terms of where it is established, how the mind is established along with consciousness in the heart. So if we were to understand the Narayana Sukta and the Purusha Sukta completely and experience it, you will again come to this 8th of the dhyana. So it would be an interesting experience, actually. Any questions?
This is Bhayanaka?
Yeah, very Bhayanaka.
That means when you are doing meditation, when you reach that 8th stage, you will be shivering there.
Yes, you will be first hand seeing that. and you will be seeing yourself also entering into that. That is the beauty of it.
So that is the intelligence of this Purusha that you are experiencing.
Yes. So your body gets melted away in that, and you yourself will see that how it is pulling you inside, and the teeth will grind that body completely, which is what is happening right now. Actually, none of us feel that.
Yeah, correct.
So there is
grinding nothing but that ayusha, it's going.
Yes, it is going.
Grinding
so,
happens. Yeah.
Yes. So first mystery is that we don't know that breath is the one which is going away. As a first mystery, none of us know that. That is so what I can say, precious. Nobody considers breath as the most precious thing. They consider gold or silver or ruby or diamond or something to be more precious. But actually breath is the most precious. That is what is consumed by this being. Gold and silver or whatever it is, salary or crores of rupees in the bank is not going to bring the breath. So it's of no use. The first thing is that. Second is that from top down, from Brahma realm of existence to the hell realm of existence, you have to eat. The more we eat, the faster it burns. So the Prithvi, Apo, Vayu, Tejo, all of them keeps on getting burnt. So that is the second mystery thing, that we don't know that what we are eating is only the 4 elements, nothing else. And what this body is also 4 element. Whereas we have named it in such a way that we forget that it is just a name, it is not real. So that is the second mystery. So once we remove this wrong perception and feeling and fill it with right perception and feeling, that is, right perception is that breath is the mind, and the more it breathes, the worse it gets. So if you can stop the breath, then you have released yourself from samsara. So the consciousness escapes the ever coming and going, gets into mukti. And it will end the hunger and thirst forever. That's the whole idea of doing it. So these two mysterious things are not at all known by anyone.
Here, see, mind is experiencing all that, correct?
Correct. Mind only experiences, no other person.
And that Vishwarupa is a Brahman, or that is also mind?
No. It is Brahman in the sense that it will show you what Brahman is. See, Brahman doesn't have a form, but this has everything, right?
Yes.
All of the heads, all of the eyes, all of the ears, all of the nose, all of the tongue, all torsos, all legs are itself.
The whole world is visible. Yes, that's right. That is Bhayanaka. Because
that is Bhayanaka.
You are able to see the time thing is, scale is compressed. Maybe, millions or hundreds of years you can see in 1 second kind of thing. That's why it's a Bhayanaka. A lot of things are happening within that time.
Yes, and you can see.
Yesterday I was listening to Bannanja Govindacharya's that Adya Brahmanidya Pradeshve Tavarahagupai Vayosas Manantari Kali Yuga is there. No? And he was trying to explain how many crores of thousands of years. Then he said, we are just like a pop-up, just comes and goes.
Correct.
So, yeah. So the whole thing you are able to see in a one fraction of a second or something. Yeah, it gives a feel of Bhayanaka. But here, what you are able to see is mind to others' mind, right? Still, okay. And what is happening is, using that energy, a lot of things are happening. You get a feel of that Brahman's energy there through this. That is it my understanding right?
No, the Brahman energy or this energy or the Brahman or consciousness reflects on the mind. Presently, The mind itself has the chitta, so it has its own power source. So it is not connected to the Brahman or that Atman or pure consciousness or whatever name we want to give. So once this drops, the chitta drops and becomes totally frozen, like there is no movement at all. This Brahman shines on the same mind. So the perception and feeling will be totally different. So then the mind, which was perceiving as divided reality, now sees itself as one single reality. So Arjuna is seeing one single reality. He is not seeing divided reality. Divided reality means that individual existences. So you will also see an undivided reality.
So this mind is capable of seeing both. Whatever
No, mind is now
currently-
capable of seeing an individual reality. Right now it is seeing that only.
Correct, but then it's also capable of seeing that oneness.
Yes, it will see the oneness, and when it sees the oneness, it will see itself being consumed by that very energy.
Thing. Yeah.
So that is the fear.
Yeah, the fear of dissolution.
Yes, the fear of disintegration. You know what you will see? You will see it like this. Water, this will go like this. First, earth will collide with water. Water and earth will then collide with fire. Water, earth, fire will collide with air. And all of them get sucked in space. You will really experience it. It's a real compressing experience. You will really see getting it compressed. I'll again repeat what is going to happen. You will see the whole particles, the solid particles, that is what is there as my body, getting pulverized into powder. And that powder gets into the water. Okay, and it becomes like a semi-solid condition. And it will be completely burnt up by fire. So there won't be anything left except for the blazing fire. And it moves through air. And its whole thing is consumed within space. Now, how would be that experience?
Yeah, it's a complete feel of a Brahmanda.
You don't even exist, but you are there. See, some people at their dying moment, if you have watched that, they will be saying that fire is coming and all that. They're feeling it burnt. You would have heard of people, or you would have heard of people feeling like they're getting pulverized, or they're feeling like somebody is coming and taking them away. And that is what they would be feeling, or that will be what they will be seeing in the mind. And that, if you see it right now, how it will be, you'll forget all about everything.
Yes, it's like you are seeing your death.
Yes, absolutely. Right now you are seeing your death. So there is nothing to remember about any family member, or you will not have time to see any one of those. And that's the reality. So all the five elements disintegrate and go back to their original source. So Prithvi will remain Prithvi, Apo will remain Apo, Vayu will remain Vayu, Tejo will remain Tejo, like that. They don't combine. And in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, they explain about this, but you will really experience it. That's experiencing is totally different. So they call it as a Bardo effect. So that the intermediate life, like the Pitruloka, so they have a 49-day Bardo. So there, before that person were to get out, this whole pulverization is seen. So each element will disjoin from its original. So suddenly you will feel like watery. You don't feel like earth anymore, like what that lady experienced when her brain was damaged. It just becomes water, fluid. There's no sense at all. There's no sense of solidity anywhere. You cannot sense anywhere that you had solidity. And then the water gets so much heated up that there's no sense of water and the earth element. You will just see hot, vaporous, this fire. Then it starts to tremendously move like a tornado or a hurricane kind of thing. So you will see that you have been tossed here and there and no idea where you are going. And it like a vacuum cleaner sucking, you will see yourself sucked into space. So that is the dissolution. And then the consciousness escapes from there. So if we were to say a being, it is 5 elements and 1 consciousness.
So during this time, through your mind, you are experiencing this. That is nothing but yoga. And then the consciousness is liberated from here, right? That's
Yes.
what you're telling.
Yes.
Finally, last stage.
Yes, the consciousness either is liberated or given another body to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah, body means based on the karma. Yeah.
based on the karma. Now what is happening is in this dhyana you are watching where you are going.
Yeah, that means, understanding myself means I will get the complete understanding of myself, my karma, everything, right?
Everything.
When you reach that eighth, right? Which
Yes,
stage is
eighth
that?
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
So that's the reason
You
it is-
can see yourself, full understanding.
Yes, so that's the reason it is called as perception and non-perception.
So you can also, during that time, cut all your this karmas so that you can straightway liberate from there.
Yes.
No need to come back.
No need to. You will never be coming back to earthly, meaning the womb existence again.
Mm.
No womb can take you. Even if you are reborn, you will never be reborn into womb existence.
So this samsara is nothing but connection with these 5 elements, basic elements.
Correct.
So the moment you are liberated, you are disconnected from these 5 elements.
You are disconnected from 5 elements. If you have a rebirth, you will not have this gross material, 5 element gross. You will have 5 subtle. Subtle in the sense that you will only have the fire. You will not have anything else. So you will be shining. You are ever shining. At present, we are not shining. We don't have the luster. Only in some people we can see the luster. So, example I'll give you. Let us say in the office somebody comes. You see him with little bit of luster. What happens? You feel energized yourself. If somebody is very dull, you will feel your energy is taken over by him. Why is that? And that's exactly what is happening. Meaning to say that we are not shining, the energy is not shining outside our skin. So what we call aura, that aura is not visible. Only some people can see the aura of another person, but you yourself seeing the aura, is it possible? Do you know your aura?
I think we get a feel that when you are happy, that aura is expanding, that you get a feel, but you don't know exactly about the aura.
Yeah, but actually you will be able to experience that.
You can clearly see that. Okay.
You can clearly see what is the energy you are emitting with. Right now in your body, meaning when you establish this dhyana perfection, then you can really see yourself how you are emitting. and the other person can also feel your presence. Okay. Okay, now I'll ask you one question, and the three of you. So now you are hearing to me for last 1 hour plus. So what is that are you feeling? Are you feeling irritated? Are you feeling warmth? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling comfortable, or whatever? You can add some more adjectives if you want through the voice which is coming. You're not seeing me, but what is the experience you are getting through the voice?
I feel like this, that you are connected with that superior energy, and even though my mind goes outside, again comes back to hear your voice, that energy. During that time, I am not even remembering your face or anything. I just remember that energy comes.
Right.
And it is. I clearly feel that that energy comes from somewhere to you and to us.
Okay, but what is the experience? How does it feel?
Very positive and comfortable. That's the reason it is attracting. Na? It's attraction. See, now it is 9:38. I was thinking to stop at 9:30, but the attraction has made to continue.
Okay.
And the topic, because you are connected with the topic. Topic is energy for me again, Visharupa. Really from Visharupa, I think that you are getting energy and it's coming to us through you.
Right. So that is how it works. So now I can ask.
See, when I ask the question, I ask as if you are just standing and experiencing that.
No, that is correct. So
yeah.
No, the reason why I asked you this is that normally we don't emit the energy from our body. But when you go to a different realm of existence, your body starts emitting the energy. It doesn't matter whether it is through mouth or like talk or through visual or whatever, the energy passes to the other person. So the warmth is felt. Normally, the warmth is not felt. So what this energy does, or the Brahman does, is to create the warmth. So the more purified we are, the more warmth we feel. So in that way, when you go to a meeting or you go and do something on work, you are filling with warmth. So the work which was not happening will automatically happen because you don't have any expectation of it, and you are just enabling the blockages to be removed. So the work happens.
So Vilas, one question. So what do you feel when you are discussing with us?
you put the other side all the time anyway. No, I don't feel anything because there is no, you are not explaining anything to me. So to that extent, I don't have to feel anything. But when you start explaining something to me, and then only that difference will come. So in the case of, let us say, Padma Shri, she puts in a lot of energy. Okay. And in the case of Bhatt, if I were to see, he is going to pause, his energy pauses, and then there is again energy coming, and then again there is a pause and energy coming. So it's like stop, start, stop, start kind of thing. And in the case of Padma Shri, it is, she gives in one continuous stream and then stops. And then it will take a while for energy to start. In your case, it flows. So I'm not talking about irritation or non-irritation. I'm just talking about how the waves are coming. So three of you, I feel it in that way. So the voice modulation, if I see in Bhatt, there is good amount of modulation. It goes top and comes down and like a wavery, and the energy has start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. So there is like a rhythmic movement. In the case of Padma Shri, it will be initially flat, goes up, then it is up for some time, then comes down and then stops. And Padma Shri has put it on mute also, so I can't even ask her what she feels.
I'm listening.
So So there is an emitting of energy without which we can't be talking or smiling or laughing or whatever. But this is how the energy looks to me. If I remove the names and face and all that and just consider it as energy, this is how it seems. Okay, so what is the ideal energy? Ideal energy shouldn't have any stop. It just flows. And the softer it flows, the warmer it gets. To an extent that if it's just stable, meaning just like a still lake, it reflects everything. So you really get attracted by the stillness. So when we go to a lake and you see that it is still, you'll have an attraction.
See, we all pick this up subconsciously.
Yes.
Even though we don't recognize, even when you go and meet somebody new also, that vibes will come.
Yes.
And you pick it up, and subconsciously you pick it up and adjust accordingly.
Yes. That is correct. Because the waves, when it comes as wave, there will be this waves hitting against each other. So it will cancel out. Some of them will carry on like that. So there is always an interference pattern. And that's the reason quantum mechanics works here. It's not particles. It's waves. Waves of energy. So what do you feel about my energy, Lata? Then I will ask Padma Shri also. She says that I don't want you to ask me a question, but still I'll ask her.
Okay, so I feel it is very calm. So it has a calm. I will be in the morning, I'll be running around and then coming and listening to you. So it calms my mind when I'm listening to you.
Okay.
So that's the feeling I get.
Okay. So the emittance will be having like this. There's a start and it just flows and it doesn't seem to be stopping. Stopping has fear to it. So it's losing something. So the energy dips down and then again takes up. So in Bhatt, you can see that it initially it goes up and then comes down, stops again, start, stop, start, stop. So, but it is rhythmic. So you know where is he going to stop. So the energy dips down when he's thinking.
Yeah, now I think your analysis, just I want to ask one question. Your observation based on what? Is it energy going up and coming down, you are assessing based on the questions, or in the silence also you can get that feel? In the silence also I can get that feeling. Even though you are not speaking anything. Okay. Even now, Padma Shri is not speaking, but hers is still running. So there is flattening. Okay. Other thing is, the reason I'm asking, is it the reason when I focus my mind, energy is going up, and when the mind gets defocused, that happens, na? You cannot focus in a one continuously. Is it because of defocusing, or it is because of any other reason? No, you will have many thoughts coming against each other, so it stops, and then the stronger one takes it. I get many thoughts during that time. When you talk, na, suddenly I connect sudden energy, some questions, then I try to get the clarification. Correct. Maybe I will be referring to book, or I'm doing something parallelly, listening and doing. Is it that parallel activity because of that energy going down, just to keep listening? Yes, that you get distracted. So what happens here is that the energy dips down. Then again it comes up. But there is a regularity. So if I were to look at it, every 8 to 10 minutes there will be a change in your energy pattern. Yes, correct. Okay, so it dips down. So it doesn't mean that it is bad there. That is your how the energy is coming and going and coming and going in a cycle. See, I go from the listening mode to a mode of getting clarification, either from books or somewhere parallelly.
Correct. See, what happens is, since you have read in so many places, you want to, it'll automatically connect to that, or you would have heard
Yes.
somewhere. And since you keep on hearing to various lectures, it will resonate, and you'll say that, okay, he was saying that, now he's telling me this. Okay, so now where is this happening? So then you will have this dipping of energy.
Mhm.
Then,
So what should I do for not dipping?
no, that is the reason we all need to meditate to really experience. So the
Okay.
intellectualization part here is that the mind takes over with
Yes.
the information what it has perceived. See, now this is where perception is coming into picture. Right. Let us say I am hearing to Sarva Priyananda and I go to R Ganesh, and then I go to somebody else and I read somewhere and I do some things, and then I have these many of different approaches happening. Each of their voices is an energy.
Correct.
Number one. Each of their interpretation is a perception. It might match to your perception, it might not match to your perception. Now that question remains. So that question remains, and you're waiting for an opportunity to get it solved or resolved from me. So I'll give you another perception. And now you have three perceptions, one from Sarva Priyananda, one from me, one from R Ganesh, and one from somebody else. Let us say you are also hearing to the Guru Raj, that person's talk, and Bananjay Govindacharya. Then like that, you can keep on adding as many as you want. In every one of them, you will have this energy increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing. Because there would be, even though they are not conflicting, but their way of interpretation will conflict.
But now I see very, very less conflict.
Yeah. So now, even if you don't have conflict, it is the problem is how to experience it.
Yeah.
That is where we all get stuck. Because unless we experience, the mind experiences it, the mind cannot give up its quest of understanding what is happening. So you have to, you means the mind itself has to understand from the mind. That means the mind itself has to understand the consciousness. There is no separate thing like consciousness. Mind has consciousness along with it, which is reflected consciousness. So now what the mind has to do is stop perceiving and feeling. Then it is there immediately.
Stop perceiving, feeling means what? Because that is what happens.
So that is where we have to stop. Meaning to say that if you want like a still water, the ripples are this feeling and perception.
Yes.
So you have to stop the ripples. That is what the first line of
So withdrawal from that emotions.
Withdrawal from emotions or withdrawal.
But I am tremendously improved in the last, I can say, 2-3 months. Tremendously improvement in that. Because when something happens, I can watch my emotions immediately. I will be in a position to control also.
Correct. Agreed. So now what you need to do is cut the sense objects. In that way, there won't be any perceptions. Sense objects create perception.
Correct.
So you cut the sense object. Senses will then reflect what should be sensed. Like sound is just a sound. There's nothing like I am talking or somebody is talking. Let's say there is a mosque nearby and they are having Allah, and there's a temple nearby and they're playing this Vishnu Sahasranama.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I dislike this Allah thing which is coming and like Vishnu Sahasranama is one problem. And if I reject Vishnu Sahasranama and like Allah is another problem. Because they both have perception.
Correct. But now I don't attach that kind of perceptions to both. That is changed.
Good. Now what you need to do is you do with all the five senses. Now what is that? You have to do the same thing with all the five senses.
Okay. So far it was mind.
See, now mind might let go of the speech. So like I was talking to you, that Rupa, she was talking about ABC, but then I saw it like a wave. So you should get into this wave watching in all the five senses. Then you get vairagya, because there is no reality at all there, right?
Yes.
So
that
when,
also I am practicing now.
So when the vairagya comes, then what happens? That the perception is gone. Meaning the wrong perception is gone. That so and so person is speaking. It's just energy then. At that time there is nothing to conflict, or you will stop listening to anybody, because now you are experiencing it yourself. In fact, you feel this is much better than listening to anyone. So it will be fun. In that way, you are really there where you want to be. In all the states, that is in the waking state and dreaming state and deep sleep state, or this Jagrata Avastha and all that. Or if we take it like morning, afternoon, evening, so you are one consistent. So the perception creates feeling, appropriate feeling. I start to feel, oh, this is good and this is bad. I know this should have happened this way. Today it's too hot. No, yesterday was too cold. All these are feeling. It's not that something made it cold or hot. So the feeling and perception causes mind to move. So you are stopping the mind from moving anywhere. That's a practice. So that for that you need to sit in one place and meditate, and after it gets established, you don't have to do it. You can do it with everything.
Yes, correct.
Now we will ask this lady Padmashri what she feels. Madam, any summary of you?
For the energy flowing, is it? For what kind of energy? Meaning, what do I feel when you are
Talking.
Okay, that is the question, right?
Yes, that is the only question.
Okay. I feel calm most of the times.
Okay.
I still feel I have some more thoughts which keep going in parallel. And most often, 95% of the time, I feel that these thoughts and your energy are very much aligned. Meaning, my thoughts are also associated with what you're telling. So they are all mostly aligned. At times when they are not aligned, I feel like asking you a question, and most often my energy is perceived as I am in a very aggressive mode, and it's not new for me. Maybe it is what I create in the other person, because many people feel that I'm aggressive, but in my mind I don't feel any aggression or anything. But I think that is how that's how I feel, because 95% of the time I feel thoughts are aligned. When you are talking, it's not that I become blank. I have a lot of thoughts which are going on in parallel, associated with what you're telling. And when that happens, most of the time I feel there is an combined energy which makes it more energetic and calm. I feel more calm at that time. But then there are times when my thoughts are different, and what you're telling and the energy that is coming out is slightly different, and that is when I feel like asking questions, telling something, and that happens 5% of the time. And it matches when you say that mine is flat most of the time, and all of a sudden it goes into a spike, and then it comes back to flat, and after that it is again flat. I think it matches what you feel about me and what I feel in the normal course of the listening to you.
Okay, good. Nice then. So we had a 360-degree view of the energy.
I have one question.
Yeah.
This is related to, for spiritual sadhana progress, that environment is required for us. That is, one is our personal life and also professional, combination of these two. That means when we are calm, we can practice, or we have to practice to make it calm. Generally, it happens the other way. If you are calm, then practicing is easy. See, maybe during Corona time, we got excellent opportunity to do all this. Before that, a lot of pressure. So I assume that for spiritual progress, Corona time was great for us. But is it based on Papa Punya, all these kind of things happens, or it's again a mindset? Because I would like to have that kind of environment for me throughout my life. Is it readily given by this nature, or again it is based on my karma?
No, by usual way, the own nature is being like what we are today. It's calm. It doesn't have any kind of ripples. Now, mind has ripples. Now, the conditioning, what we get into, creates those ripples. So, unconditioning it will make it calmer. So, what we need to do is personal life, professional life, we need to change the perception and feeling. So, let's say I'm feeling something about the project. I should take it like work to be done, nothing that I am doing anything out of it. In that case, what happens? There is no scratching on the mind. Otherwise, just like let us say I have this spectacle glasses, and the dust keeps on sitting and keep on wiping it, so it creates scratches. And these are impressions. So some are very light impressions and some are very strong impressions, and very strong impressions are called vasanas, which will carry on forever. So the objective here is to make it a very light kind of scratches, if at all you want to have scratches, which are samskaras, which can be changed. So the basic aim is not to have scratch. So when we do the work in the office, Corona has made lot of things possible for few people and lot of the things which are totally worse for some people. There are people who have lost their jobs, they have lost their business, they have lost so many things. So for one person, Corona has brought in so much of goodness, and for some person, Corona has made their life miserable, basically. They can't do anything. Even some people have come to road itself without having money and all that. So it is not Corona dependent or anything dependent. It is the conditioning dependent. So now what is happening is, since we are working from home, that stress of meeting people is not there, because the more people we meet in the office, that energy gets sucked in by them. Now what is happening is we are only meeting on Teams. So to that extent, not much of energy is lost. And you are at your own comfort zone rather than in the office. In the office, we keep on running around floors and doing so many things, which again makes you to lose the energy. So the practice here is to observe this, that it is condition which is making you feel like that. In reality, it is not. Reality, they are all energy streams. So once we get to see this, that I am also an energy stream, they are also an energy stream, you can make yourself not vibrate too much. When others keeps on vibrating, the more they vibrate, the more less you vibrate, you can see their vibration. And there is no attachment. If you also vibrate and they also vibrate at the same frequency, then there's only vibration, right? There is no stability.
Yes.
So it would be just throwing the energy here and there, and they also keep on throwing the energy. So you will get drained by the end of it. So that's what we need to watch. Whether it is this project or that project, it doesn't really matter. What matters is whether you are giving energy or you're taking energy.
That is an interesting observation.
That's all what it is. See, it can be anything, personal life, professional life.
But really, is that energy flows between two minds?
It's only the energy which is flowing. There is no mind also, actually. Mind is perceiving that it is a person. But what really is happening is only energy.
Say, if I am having a negative thought, my energy is going to others, right? That means I'll be unhappy all the time.
Correct.
Negative thoughts.
Correct.
Now, if I'm having a positive thought, I'm thinking about the Sarve Jana Sukhinam. And whomever comes to me, then okay, positive energy goes to me. I will try to help him, or at least neutral.
No.
So,
Wait for a second. The positive energy is not going to him. Looking at you, he becomes positive.
That is Jagrata. His energy will become Jagrata.
Exactly. So you are not sending your energy to him. You are.
Oh, see, now what you're telling is, I have already energy inside, it's locked. The moment, because of some actions what I do, I am able to unlock that energy and experience that energy. That is what is your message, right?
Correct. And that one will make him feel the warmth.
Correct.
So the conflict situation which was there in him goes away.
So whatever action I am doing, through which if I am able to get the positive energy, that is yoga.
That is yoga, because you are not losing any energy at all, because you are not gaining any energy. So you are.
Yeah. Now
peace.
let me come to this now. See, when I watch early morning get up, I feel comfortable. It is positive energy. When I watch early, rising sun, it's energy. When I do my taking bath is also positive. Energy. I am able to do that. Then dhyana is also energy. Any good work I do is energy.
No, even bad work is also
suddenly
energy.
Some bad news comes. Some bad news comes to you from outside. Anything. Somebody is sick. Some problem. So during that time, what happens to my energy? It will go back, right?
It will withdraw because you are losing energy. You are not gaining any energy. You are either losing it or holding it.
Yeah, losing or holding. That's what you are telling.
Yes, you are not gaining anything actually.
Vilas?
Yeah.
Vilas, I would need to drop off now.
I think it's already 10:04. Yes.
Okay. 10:04, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, see you.
Tomorrow we have it or we don't have it?
Yeah, we can have.
Tomorrow what?
Tomorrow is
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I may not be, if you're having it, I may not be able to join because I'm traveling during that time.
Okay.
I not have a stable internet connection. But from day after, meaning from Monday onwards, it's okay. Yeah.
What do you think? Should we meet or should we plan it to Monday?
I'm okay either way tomorrow.
Me too. I'm okay either way.
No, you don't keep me in this in between. Should we or shouldn't we?
We will meet.
We can meet, yes.
Okay, fine. So then tomorrow we are
Then
meeting.
I will not be able to join.
Okay, sure. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you on Monday.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Now see, whatever by doing, you know that by doing this you will gain positive energy and keep doing it.
No, there
That
is no
is
gaining.
yoga and dhyana. Can I say that?
No. There is no gaining of energy. You are not losing energy. Simple.
Yeah, I am not losing energy. Fine. I am not losing energy, but I am happy. So if I think that if I do anything as per dharma, I should be happy only.
Correct.
By just following that, can I say that itself is a dhyana?
Yes. See, the thing is like this. You are not losing energy. You are that energy which is not going anywhere. So the moment it doesn't go anywhere, you are at peace, which is happiness. The moment energy dips down, goes away, you are losing. So that makes it unstable and insecure because energy is moving out. It's not that you're gaining anything out of it, but you're not losing.
Okay, one more question to this. Adding. See, that my breath going out is energy is going out.
Correct.
Okay. And I am also taking energy is coming in. But over a period of after mid-age is over, overall the energy level is coming down or prana level is coming down.
Prana is going off.
Okay, but energy is still there, right? Energy is it is consciousness.
Energy, as in consciousness, neither goes or comes. It stays. The prana is the one which is coming and going, and it always goes. It doesn't come, just like the battery. Battery keeps on discharging. The only option you have is to charge. Now, you don't want to discharge nor charge. Now, what you should do? You can't do that. You can only reduce the amount of discharge.
Correct.
So, what you can do is you can put it in hibernation. So,
consume low.
Consume it low. So, here again, you're doing the same thing. If you see a negative person or a person who is there to fight with you, you can understand his energy way it is coming, and you can send peaceful waves to him. The worst thing that can happen to you is that you will not have a confronting situation with him. That doesn't mean that the problem gets solved. You have made him feel peaceful. So he will forget for what he had come. Let us say I have come here to argue with you, and looking at your energy, I am not able to argue with you. But that doesn't solve the problem. But that doesn't complicate the problem also. Because he's losing energy. So you have filled him up with energy and sand. So he feels really at peace. But you have not spent your energy. You have just enabled him to experience his own energy. So you have put him in a spot. So after some time,
see, through my interaction, if other person, he can gain energy, or what you call, he feel more energetic, or he can also lose energy. Now, is it my fault or that person's fault? Because that person has not delivered. He is expected to deliver. He had normal energy. The moment I go and tell him that you have not delivered, his energy level will come down. In this interaction, he is losing energy. But I am stable because I am.
No, you are not stable. No, you are also not stable, because the moment your mind is shaking, that he is not delivered. See, first and foremost, you need to look at the reality and illusion. All the releases, delivery, blah, blah, all that we speak, MTM meeting and all that is a fabrication of the mind.
Yes.
You should treat it like an energy only. Yeah. It's only energy, right? All our interaction is energy. So it comes to three kinds of energy: neutral energy, positive energy, negative energy. Neutral energy means neither there is any loss or gain. Positive means there is a gain, and negative means there is loss. Okay. So when the person is not delivered, what does that mean? He has not put in sufficient amount of energy to complete. So you should internally in your mind pass the goodness to him, which is an energy which will change his dimension of thinking. This is how the dhyana will work. So you should be in dhyana when you are talking to him.
Yeah. Yes, good input.
And then talk to him. And then your energy level will be so peaceful to him that he will himself say why he couldn't complete. Now let's say you are agitated. That means you have already shaken up the lake yourself. So all that you get is a fabrication of different information, which is again energy. So with that energy you are asking him. So he will say something which you don't believe, because you know for sure he is acting. It's not real. So it goes into confrontation mode. So he will start to safeguard himself. And you want to expose him. So both of them turn into negative. Whereas the objective was what? Objective was to find out why there is delay in execution of the project. That's all. But it went to a person. So there is safeguarding. Once you take it to a personality, the personality will start safeguarding himself or herself. So they are going to give you reasons why it didn't happen. He will then say that bill didn't work because of so and so person. The SIT team didn't really do well, and then they had not shared the test cases, and
that's all happening through our left brain.
Yes, that's all what is happening.
So you have to deal with the right brain.
Yes. So what you need to do is forget all the personalities. You just have to focus on why there is a delay. It's not about who delayed it. It doesn't matter. So what is the action plan now? Yes, there is a delay, agreed. You are not indicated delay, agreed. But what is now the action plan? That's all. So looking objectively will cut the emotions. But you should be peaceful. Basically, you should not have a shaking yourself. You should be very at peace. The voice itself which comes from you will make others feel peace. So you should be like that, and then you can take it. You can take all the information from them, because then they don't feel threatened.
Correct.
So if there is no threatening, they will themselves will tell you why.
So in a PDA process, and he is underperformer, and you have to give a rating of 2, and then you have to communicate. During that time, you are stable, everything is fine, your energy is high. So the way you communicate, that will accept. That is what you are telling.
Yes, because you should be at peace. You can't
Yeah,
expect.
you should not tell that you are wrong. You have to tell that your delivery is not sufficient.
No, you don't even have to make the statement. You have to say objectively, this is what the role demands. Not that you are demanding. The role demands. So and so from the person. Let us say I am a project manager, right? I have read the role. I have got clarity there. So initially I should have got it clarified about my role. So let's say I am from a reputed organization. I have joined the company, and then the expectation was set during interview, and I committed to it. So now after joining, I cannot complain. So I have to accept to the role, and the flaw is in the role play, not in me.
Correct. Role play is a flaw. Correct.
It's not me who is getting fired. It is the role which is getting fired.
Yeah.
So if I am taking a PDA of my team member, let us say he is a software developer, I am supposed to give him information on what is needed in that role, and in that role where he has done exceedingly well and where he has not done well. So when I use the word, I should say you as a developer has not done, not that you are a developer.
I got it. I think that's right.
Because
it's easier to communicate without hurting his feeling.
Yes, because when I say you are a developer, you should have known this, he will say that no, you should have told me. Now I change the words. I will say you as a developer. So I will come to the story.
If you get that art of communication, whenever that rating is true for a person because of his either behavior or result, that's the best way. Yes. Telling that this is what he expected out of this role and it is not fulfilled. There's a gap.
Yes, there's a gap between the role and what the person thought that he can fulfill the role.
Yes.
So now we can ask him that, like in Agile, we have the story. So as a developer, I would like these so and so to be completed by so and so date. What is required? You require the requirement, you require the architecture, you require the knowledge on the tool or knowledge on the development methodology. Then all of that. Let us say his coding skill and all that. So that is what it is. Now in that it is not working. The module is not working for whatever reason. So we need to find the reason for which it is not working and fix the bug. So the bug fixing can be done in PIP mode, can be done in training mode, can be done in some other mode. And that's all what it is. So it becomes totally disengaged from a personality view.
Yeah. Okay. My original question was, during Corona time, I can say that I am lucky because I am able to invest some time and the environment is very good for spiritual growth. The next question was, is it possible to have throughout my life like this? I am not asking Corona situation. I am asking about situation which is required for practicing the spirituality.
Yes, if you disengage the personality, you can be blissful all the time, irrespective of Corona or no Corona. A very simple way. See, as a daughter, there is a role of that being. As a wife, there is a role for that being. As a husband, there is a role for you as a being. And as a neighbor, as this, as that. So if you implement Agile itself and say that as a so-and-so person have I completed. So as a father, You are supposed to take care of your daughter going to America. Simple. So you take it. Yes, done. So should do. She should have completed her loan. She should have been able to fly. All the booking, everything has been made, and she's going there. Done. So you have also tested. So SIT or PTT, everything has been done, closed. So then you are in bliss, right?
Yeah.
But if you take it as your daughter, then you have all problems now.
Yes.
Because now the world will say, look, she's not married. When are you marrying her? Or your first daughter, why she not marrying? You should have married her by now. And all of this become your pain now, as though you are going to marry.
Correct.
Which is untrue.
No, that is what I'm telling. Timely something should happen in anybody's life. Because of Daivanugraha, that happens. That we clearly feel.
Yes.
With less prayatna, things are happening. That is maybe punyam.
Correct.
Sometimes whatever the effort you put, things are not happening.
Not happening because...
So there, what you're telling is don't lose your energy.
Yes.
Confidence.
Don't lose energy at all, because it is just a role. In that role, certain things will work and certain things will not work.
Correct. Everything is not perfect.
Everything is not perfect because the role itself is not perfect.
Why we consider when everything is perfect, that is good. It's nice things are happening.
Yes.
When things are not happening the way what we think, that is the time this problem starts. That is where this spirituality also gets impacted.
Yes, and if you take this epic feature story, epic is that I need to have blah 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 until the end of my life. So then if you create into feature, you will get some 10-15 features. And if you take story, so then you get only roles. You don't get the epic or the feature. You will get only the role. So presently, we are only doing the role. And we have created our own task, what we need to accomplish. Some task will be completed, some task will never be completed. And that's the reality. So why should you spend energy in completing the task which will never get completed? You have to only do the retrospective that, oh, these tasks were exceedingly taken, so I could not complete. And
okay. My learning is following today. One is that continue to do whatever I am doing. Second is, whatever I am doing, do it in a way of meditation. That means watchful.
Correct.
Yeah, but one thing is sure, the energy level is much better, spiritual energy level.
Yes, so
in the recent past, it's going in a much better way. That is because I am engaged in the morning and evening. I don't see that who is giving the knowledge. For me, what is important is how to utilize that knowledge.
Perfect.
Because knowledge is maybe same, coming in a slightly different way, but utilization is very important.
Correct. So if you utilize it, that will help you to stabilize the energy. It will neither go up nor it will go down. So the negativity will not be there, which is positive. Meaning when there is no negative, when there is no movement of energy, then it is positive. So nobody is pulling energy from you.
Correct. So one more, this one I have not told you so far. Every day I do sincerely do some prayers.
Okay.
Immediately after my yoga program. If somebody is health is not okay, then I do. Earlier I do it, but now very systematically I'll do it. And also for the overall. What I have seen, those prayers are somebody is listening and they are helping me. Is it really my feeling or it really happens?
No, that is
I really feel, I can see that foresee, maybe something may not happen the way, it can create problem. We always think some actions to happen. But I have seen in a miraculous way, the things are getting solved automatically and I get a space for my spiritual growth. Is it because of my prayers or it's because of my punyam?
It is due to your punya, nothing to do with your prayer. Because if you implement the Pancha Kosha, which we had covered in Viveka Chudamani, he clearly says that Atma Ananda, what you are having is also conditioned because it is based upon punya. So even though it seems like the prayer is working, it is your consciousness which is doing it for you. So when we want to establish in dhyana, we need to have prayer or mantra. That will remove the mental chatter and instead throw this mantra into it. So there is a stability. But that doesn't mean that that prayer is working for you. It is because your mind is stabilized.
When the mind is stabilized, automatically things are happening. You have
Yes.
a control over outside world.
Yes, that is what we keep on doing actually. See, engaging in the outside world, you require the energy. If there is a stability in your energy, you can do it in much better way, much organized
So
way.
the person, the other side, imagine that I expect something from somebody. Okay, that person will have his own priorities. But if I do prayers from here, my thing getting addressed faster than anybody else.
Correct.
I'm talking about something similar. Is it that you are talking that prayer is nothing but my chitta is clear and now it is working for me?
Yes, correct. That's all what is happening.
So that means the other person is resonating because of this energy transmitted through to him.
Correct.
Mm.
It is your own consciousness which is doing it, and since we don't see it, you require Sri Hari to see it.
Okay.
So we had to go through Bhakti Marga.
That Bhadram Karne Vishnuyamaha is there, na? That shloka now.
Correct.
It is, it comes automatically to me. Means it's improved a lot. Only good things it's coming to my ears.
Agreed. So Bhadram Karnebi has a greater meaning. So when you start understanding, so Vitarka Vichara, so when you start thinking on that Bhadram Karnebi, it will make you joyous.
Yes.
Okay, and that creates Sukha. Then it will create Ekagrata. Win the Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Ekagrata, right? So even Patanjali talks about Chitta Ekagrata. It becomes like lens over the sun. So it's going to burn the paper below. So what work was not happening immediately happens.
Yes.
And now you attribute that for the mantra.
Correct.
Now that is the stupidity of the mind. It is the consciousness which did that. Because the mind was in joyous and sukha and became ekagrata, because of that it is working. Not the mantra did it. Otherwise everybody uttering the mantra should have got it, right?
Yeah, see, the reason is I was thinking that loan taking for my daughter, generally it is it's about 6 weeks process. But in this case, every day I was praying that you give, strength to that guy so that let him be happy all the time. Happy means it is for me also happy. But what I have seen is the whole thing is over miraculously in 2 weeks, which I can't even imagine.
Yes, so the thing...
That to government officers.
No, that's correct. The intention, your energy, intention with whatever you're doing, since you were blessing the other person, not yourself, it happened. So first and foremost, we need to bless others.
Yes.
So we will, let us say I had a daughter who is going to US. I'm more concerned about my daughter than the person who is going to process the loan. So I'm going to find fault in the bank and the loan.
Yes.
Now what I need to do is forget focusing on my daughter. Instead, I need to focus on the bank person, how much trouble he has to take to process the loan.
Correct.
Then I become very compassionate. The moment I become compassionate, I am sending positive vibe to that person.
Yes.
So when I meet him face to face and wanting to talk to him, he is resonating much better than what he would have resonated with me without this.
Correct.
Because what I would say is that I'm going to say that 29th December, my daughter is flying to US and I need this loan to be cleared. He says that it is not possible. You have come late. I cannot do it. Then there is argument. Then I will blast him and say, what kind of bank is it? This one, that one. I have given collateral. What more is required? Why are you not processing it? So then I will bring some document to show that the government wants to give and you are the person who is not. So that becomes a personality issue now.
Yes.
Instead, if I just pass it as energy, then what happens? Everything will be smooth.
That's what I have seen. This time they were doing the follow-up with me kind of situation.
Yes, it happens.
It is not only this, I have some 4 or 5 similar examples during this time.
Yes, so it is making you feel that Corona is helping you in that way. No, it is not. You are becoming peaceful.
This is like instant punya. My prayers are instantly done. It is not a purva janma punya or papa, right?
No, it's punya because you are becoming peaceful by yourself. So it works. When the chitta is not agitated, let us say yogaha chitta vritti, the vrittis are not there.
Yes.
What should happen? It should immediately show what is the end result of that without any gap. So it is giving you without any gap. It is working. So the prayer is getting answered. So you will feel even more compelled to believe that is how it is working.
Yeah, now I started believing. Earlier I never used to believe that prayer. I thought it simply you are telling mantra just for nice melodious. Now I feel that when you do it from your this one real heartfelt feeling, and it benefits other person. Again, I am not doing for my benefit. That is very clear.
Agreed. But that is how it works. So,
that's the reason. This is what is experimentation is going on the learning of the spirituality. I got a huge confidence that it works very well.
Yes, when you don't attach personality, it always works. Even my own thing, whatever I am teaching here, if I take it as my personality, it will not work. It will stop working.
Yes.
Because I have made myself a smaller piece. So it's not going to work. It is going to be even more worse. Anyway, we are now at 10:30. My goodness.
Oh, 2 hours.
2 hours.
Sorry, I have
That's
taken
okay.
longer time of yours.
Okay. Lata, are you sleeping?
Huh?
Are you sleeping?
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
More of personal talk.
That's okay.
So is all most of the points we have covered earlier also.
Correct. We have covered it. But it's still good to do that.
Yeah, correct.
This is Manthana.
Yes, Manthan.
Yeah. Okay, I think
Vilas.
we spoke. Thanks, Vilas. I think you have non-stop talk. Maybe you need one more tea.
I will have another tea, but the thing is that my wife keeps on telling me, you will talk for 8 hours without a stretch. I say, yes, without any problem. Because I'm not spending any energy at all.
Yeah, correct.
You are fresh all the time.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything as internalized. So there is nothing to lose.
Correct. I think when you are attending the meeting also, if you are going in that flow, so you don't feel
exhausted,
trained at all.
Yes, you can be doing a training session, you can be talking, you can be giving lecture, or you can be solving problem. At the end of the office, you are as fresh as before going to office.
Correct. That's true. That is exactly true. So I am able to do that now. So I want to see whether when really office opens, it will still stay like that or not.
It will stay. If you cut the personality view, it will always be like that.
Yeah.
Don't put any person there. The moment you put a person name, that's it. The problem starts.
Yep.
So I should not have my own name and another person name. That's the reason in the mantra we say na idam mama. That means this is not mine.
Yeah. Aham and mama.
Aham and mama. Both are not there.
I and mine. Both are things has to be taken away.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, in 2000, when was it? 2018, December 25th is the day I started meditating.
Okay. And now you are on the almost the same date. Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Yes. On the Christmas day I started. I remember it.
Which will be tomorrow.
Yeah, correct.
Good. Excellent. Okay then. So
Okay then.
let's
Thank you.
end. Thank you then.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Last.
Bye.
Bye.